Good morning, everybody. I want to speak about the natural state of consciousness and how to step into it. Now, if you're new to my YouTube channel, feel free to subscribe, leave a comment, and if you want to be part of my spiritual podcast called Consciously Awakening, feel free to send me a message. And if you wish to work with me on a one-on-one level, feel free to also send me a message. Guys, we come here on the planet as free beings. So when we are born, we are coming as a free spirit. We are coming pure. We are coming in a natural state of consciousness. We are coming as childs. We are coming as our true, authentic being. Now, what happens is the fact that we create our egos, and our egos get to be created. And really, when we operate from the ego, we actually stop the chance for us to actually be in our natural state of consciousness, okay? So if you want to be in your state of consciousness, you gotta actually begin to question yourself and really get to leave the ego behind, okay? So what is the ego? The ego is our identity. The ego is actually not our true self. It is the program that we have in our minds. It is the program that we have in our consciousness. It is who we think we are based on our identity, okay? Now, it's okay to experience the ego. It's okay to experience the ego. It's okay to experience your low vibrational state of consciousness. It's okay to experience your identity, okay? Because if you are experiencing your identity, the contrast would be the fact that you would get to actually know what your true self is, okay? So how do we make the difference between our egos and our higher self? Now, the higher self is based on the heart. The higher self is based on the intuition. The ego is based on the identity. So whenever you are listening to your intuition is whenever you are listening to your higher self, okay? Someone said that the higher self is also disguised as the inner child, okay? So the more that you get to actually connect to that part of yourself that is based on love and on higher frequencies, is the more that you get to step into your natural state of consciousness, is the more that you get to leave your ego behind, okay? So the first tool, if you want to step in your natural state of consciousness, is leave your ego behind, okay? Leave your ego behind, because the ego is not your amigo. The ego is based on separation. The ego is based on maybe hate. The ego is based on resentment. The ego is based on resistance. So when you get to actually clear the pattern of your own mind, when you get to actually step into that pure state of consciousness, you get to actually leave your ego behind, okay? So the first thing to realize, if you want to step into your natural state of consciousness, question what your ego is and leave your ego behind, okay? So if we really want to step into our natural state of consciousness, we gotta begin to heal ourselves. And right now I'm finding myself in moments where I'm actually healing myself. I'm healing myself from the inside out. And what I'm going to realize in healing is the fact that we gotta face ourselves. We gotta face ourselves. We gotta face our fears. We gotta face our imperfections. We gotta face our hatred, guys. We gotta step into that heart space of consciousness, okay? So if you want to heal yourself, the first thing to realize is the fact that you gotta have patience with yourself and you gotta love yourself, okay? So healing is about doing your own practice. Healing is about doing that inner work. Healing is about loving yourself unconditionally. Healing is about laughing more, okay? So when you get to actually heal yourself, you realize that the power is within yourself. Everything that you need is already within yourself. So when you really accept yourself from the inside out, you get to actually release that energy that is no longer serving you. You get to actually step into that high state of consciousness. You get to step into the natural state of consciousness, okay? And yes, again, we come here on the planet as free beings, and being free is our birthright. Stepping into that pure state of consciousness is our birthright. And what I'm coming to realize is the fact that if we want to step into the natural state of consciousness, we gotta learn to express ourselves, okay? Express yourself through creativity, through sending love, through eating healthy, through doing something that you really enjoy, okay? So the third thing to realize if you want to step into your natural state of consciousness is express yourself, okay? Allow yourself to actually find your own uniqueness and be that version of yourself. Be that version of yourself, because we live a limited time here on the planet in this lifetime, and we gotta actually make the most of it. Okay, we gotta make the most of it. We gotta embrace the process unconditionally. So express yourself, do something that you really love, because when you create something, you also connect to your higher self. When you express yourself, you also release stuck energy that is no longer serving you. So it's about really finding the flow and the natural state of consciousness, okay? Because the natural state of consciousness is also about flows, and this is actually the fourth idea. Step into the flow state. Okay, what is the flow state and how do we step into the flow state? Well, we listen to our heart. Okay, because I believe that each moment is actually an opportunity for us to actually step into that state of consciousness that fits us best. And when we listen to our heart, we actually step into the flow state, okay? And in the universe, there is no space or time. There is only movement, okay? There is no time, there is only movement. We live in a dimension of energy. We live in dimensions of change and movement. And when we allow ourselves to change and step into movement, we also step into the flow state, okay? So it's about really finding the unique pattern that is best serving you and getting to actually connect to that, okay? So when you connect to that flow state, you also step into creativity, you also step into higher consciousness, you also step into abundance, okay? Now, the last thing that I want to remind you guys is, if you want to really step into the natural state of consciousness, you gotta love yourself unconditionally. You gotta love yourself unconditionally. Because when you love yourself, you also give yourself the power and time and space necessary for you to be your best version. So really, how do we love ourselves? Well, we just do, guys. Okay, we just remind ourselves that it's okay to experience what we are experiencing. It's okay to experience what we are experiencing. And it's okay to actually make mistakes sometimes. It's okay to fail sometimes. It's okay to actually be in a low state of consciousness maybe sometimes. Because that is how you learn to actually love yourself. It's okay to take responsibility sometimes. It's okay to create the life that you desire, okay? So love yourself. This is actually the fifth tip. Love yourself unconditionally. Right now, I'm finding moments where I really love myself. I really love myself and I really appreciate myself. And I realized that everything that was happening in my life was happening for me. And I had to trust the process, okay? Love yourself. Love yourself, because love is the highest vibrational energy in the universe. And when you love yourself, you also give power to actually find a new state of consciousness, and you will find a state of consciousness that fits you best. Okay, so this is today's message about stepping into the natural state of consciousness. Realize that feelings are always communicating to you. If you are listening to your feelings, if you are listening to your intuition, then you cannot go wrong, okay? If you love yourself, you cannot go wrong. Yes, this is today's message about stepping into the natural state of consciousness. Guys, I love you so much, and like always, see you on what is coming up next. I'm feeling awesome, and I'm realizing that there is purpose in everything, and each experience holds its own truth attached to it. If we get to actually extract the gift and the power that we have within ourselves, then we will get to actually be unstoppable. I love you so much, much peace, and if you are new here, feel free to subscribe and leave me a comment, and see you on what is coming up next. I love you.